I put Destiny because I just love the core mechanic, and the online play was brilliant. That kind of drop in, drop out, people appearing in your game, the patrol modes, all the different objectives, that sense of the weekly updates, the real sense of a living, breathing world that grew and changed. The raids, they were brilliant. But the core, pick up your gun, fire it and hit something in the world, whether it be an enemy or an object, was just so well realised. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant, irresistibly brilliant. And people talk about, Bungie struggling, yeah, and I hope they come back with some brilliant games, yeah, because there's so many talented people in that team, and I thought it was a great game. Then a very different game from that game company, Journey, really kind of art experience, like very open interface that nearly anyone can play. It's not like kind of super challenge orientated, is it? Yeah. The graphics were fantastic. The whole experience, like it spawned 1,000 imitators, didn't it? Yeah. But some of which aren't, as good. But again, it was a game that made you proud for it to be on the platform that you were working on. And then another one that doesn't get enough love, and people would be surprised to be on there. Titanfall 2. I worked at Xbox, and when Respawn were doing Titanfall 1, and I was doing some marketing-based stuff, and we got to meet some of the team. They're a great team. We did some kind of early launch marketing around the game, and I really liked the game. It was a multiplayer only, wasn't it, Titanfall 1? And then they said, we're going to do a campaign for Titanfall 2, and they did it in quite short order. And I think it's one of the best top 5 single player campaigns ever created. It's like if you ever seen that was one of the best Transformers movies, Bumblebee, with the girl and the one Transformer Bumblebee, or the Iron Giant, the film of the Teddy Hughes poem. It's like Bumblebee crossed with Titanfall, crossed with the Iron Giant, and it's like moving, heroic, surprising, has some great character beats. Like we did a talk on great level design, and we broke down a Doom level, almost like room by room, step by step, and the level was so strong, it held up to that. And if you were going to do a single player narrative campaign masterclass breakdown, like if you chose Titanfall 2's campaign, you could. It's got everything to learn about making a great campaign, I think. And so that's the reason I put it on the list without any shadow of doubt. And the multiplayer was brilliant, and it was 2 games in one. The parkour pilot mode was excellent, and the Titans were brilliant. And I think because it wasn't attached to an enormous license, or the pilot and the robot combo was hard for audiences to understand. I don't know, but I always felt it should have done better than it did. And then another great kind of community online experience, The Division. I must have lost days to this game, Division 1 and Division 2. Just incredibly addictive, and ranking up, going out on raids, working with your team. And personally, I like the non-fantasy kind of modern urban dystopian setting, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I thought it was really well realised, and I hope Ubisoft have been having some real troubles recently, haven't they? And I hope they really can pull it round and have some really great future success, because there's been a number of their games on this list. There's been Miyamoto's incredible design and some of Ubisoft's really great long-term franchises. Pokemon Go, we talk about that in M10. Pokemon, you could have any number of Pokemon games. It's an amazing IP, fantastically well realised over loads of different games. But I think Pokemon Go is the perfect realization of it on mobile, perfect mobile experience, and the perfect experience of hunting all the creatures out in the real world. And we talk about that more in M10 if you're interested in that. And then you can't ignore Fortnite, and for a number of reasons, it's brilliant. But for the IP kind of crossover, for all the things you can do within it, how it's expanded out of the Battle Royale kind of core game experience, how it's become more than one game in a way, and it takes in so many elements of culture. But number one for me, we talk about it in another talk on innovation, is it's its own world. It's not trying to be a fantasy world. It's not, you're not a cowboy in the Wild West like Red Dead Redemption. You are just the character you want to be, or you build and create in the game reality, in the game world. Like some of these bigger new games like FIFA. You're just in the FIFA world of football, aren't you? Or EA FC world of football. And like, where it's like, Fortnite, it's just Fortnite. It's like its own new little reality and world that isn't trying to necessarily imitate something in reality as its kind of key gauge of whether it's brilliant or not. Yeah, like Formula One the game would always be compared with Formula One the real experience. Yeah, whereas Fortnite exists in its own universe with its own rules. I think that's a really interesting new development within gaming, and one that's going to get more important and grow over time, and something to really think about if you're starting in your career. Spider-Man by Insomniac. I just think Insomniac, and they're led by, or until very recently, led by Ted Price, is a really great developer. And they're just so brilliant at realizing super high slick and brilliantly, and not high slick as in, the graphics are good, but the play's not great. I mean, super high slick, well delivered in every level, on every metric experiences. And I think the first Spider-Man was like just great. But you could pick the Spider-Man 2 and the Miles Morales ones, or you could pick any number of their games. I was torn between this and Ratchet and Clank, but I just thought they realised that experience of webbing your way through New York City just amazingly well. And then I have got a VR one, Beat Saber, 88. From 2019, still going strong. I just think it's the perfect VR game. Yeah, you don't move through space; things move towards you, so it makes it bigger and more accessible for a wider audience. It's built on that kind of the iToy and Wii Fit and all those that kind of physical gaming, really brilliantly, really well. And it's just like, you could put, if you want to show someone VR, this is the experience you always go to. And, if they don't know a lot about gaming, you can pick a song they really know, and so they can get it into it that way. And very quickly, anyone can pick it up, yeah. And I like the fact that it gets you out of your seat. You can do a lot of great exercise. I just think it's and I think one of Beat Studios and Meta's challenges is like how to take the game forward, because it's almost perfect, isn't it? It's almost perfect now. So how do you iterate? What would Beat Saber 2 or Beat Saber ongoing become? But it's the pinnacle of VR, I think. And then I said we'd come back to a game with kind of similar themes to Telltale, like The Last of Us Part 2. It's the pinnacle, I think, of super high production value, action adventure experiences, narrative driven, but still with great gameplay, great script, great kind of choices that you make as a character. And it's one of those things that you can't really go into it too much in case people haven't played it, yeah. But I think it's the pinnacle, just personally for me. You could choose any one. You wouldn't have much of a fight from me, but it's the pinnacle of Naughty Dog's work so far, I think, just personally for me. And I'm really one of those games where you're playing it and you're really thinking about what you're doing because of the way the narrative makes you feel about the different characters you're interacting with. Yeah, it's just brilliant. And then a very different game, but I think amazing, Hades by Supergiant Games. Yeah, and it's just, it has such incredible art. It's unbelievable. That kind of comic book, but still gamey, illustrative kind of art style. It's got a slightly unique feel to it. It looks like a super high-end French graphic novel, doesn't it? Yeah, and the characterization, I think, is brilliant as well. And not to say that the rogue structure and the gameplay, all those things, all those systems are perfectly well balanced and realized and addictive and well thought through. But like just looking at the screenshot and the character made me want to play it all over again. Yeah, it's just, and you could do that. It doesn't require millions and millions and hundreds of people to make and reach some of the decisions that team made to make some of those elements of that game so brilliant. Yeah, it's a real kind of hopeful game for people setting out in their career, I think.